This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
As beautiful as it is, it's dangerous for a lot of people.
I have people brought in from Buffalo.
I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
To be at the center of so much love, so much prayer, bringing people together.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Snow good. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Mark Webster. A massive nor'easter has transformed much of the Northeast into a winter wonderland. Many wondering when it'll end.
As beautiful as it is, it's hard, it's dangerous for a lot of people.
It's going to be another day trying to clean up a lot more snow and running out of spaces to put it. We'll take it because it's coming no matter what we say, but I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm ready for spring.
We hear over 2 feet of snow falling in some areas. New York Governor Kathy Hochul on the phone with Fox 5 in New York City, saying she's relying on some Western New Yorkers with some snow experience to help out.
I have people brought in from Buffalo to help out downstate right now, and 2,000 snow plows and 100 National Guard, and they're literally helping people, nurses, get to their jobs at SUNY downstate right now with the extra support I sent down to the cities.
Over 500,000 people without power due to storm damage from strong winds. Thousands of flights delayed or canceled. If you're trying to get out of New York or Boston or Philly, forget about it. Despite all the hardships, of course, if you're a kid with a snow day, snowstorms are just fun.
Well, I'm definitely going to go outside and go sledding with my friends. Honestly, just enjoy the actual snow day that we get.
While not taking the brunt of the nor'easter, our area is seeing some snow today as well. Kevin Williams' forecast is coming up. Escape from Mexico. A lot of American tourists hoping to do that soon, right now sheltering in place due to deadly violence from Mexican drug cartels. People running in an airport this weekend, in some cases dodging gunfire. This American arrived safely back in Houston, Texas, telling Fox,
Saw a car on fire, saw another car on fire. We get to the airport, we're one of the last ones to board, and they start rushing us because there's some movement going on. I saw some smoke coming out nearby the airport.
Chaos came after Mexican security forces, using some U.S. intel, killed the drug kingpin known as El Mencho. Members of the nation's most powerful criminal organization responded with destruction, burning supermarkets, buses, and buildings in resort cities, including Puerto Vallarta. At least 20 Mexican National Guardsmen died in that operation. President Trump hosting angel families at the White House today. Those are families who've lost loved ones to crimes committed by those in the U.S. illegally. Jody Jones lost his brother Rocky.
I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, first of all, before I do. I want to thank the American Border Story, and I absolutely want to thank President Donald J. Trump. Thank you, sir, for putting America first and putting these angel families first and letting everybody know their stories, because we matter.
Also on hand today, the mother of Laken Riley, the Georgia nursing student killed by an illegal immigrant on February 22nd, 2 years ago. President Trump issued a proclamation designating that date as Angel Families Day. Things are still plenty tense in the Middle East as U.S. warships and warplanes swarm the region, ready to strike Iran if it doesn't go along with U.S. demands on several topics, especially ending its quest to possess nuclear weapons, something U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says is within their grasp.
They're probably a week away from industrial-grade bomb-making material. Can't have that with the amount of naval power that we have over there. Why they haven't come to us and said, we profess that we don't want a weapon.
In a sign that the U.S. is moving closer to initiating military action against Tehran, the State Department today ordered the evacuation of all non-essential personnel from U.S. facilities in neighboring Lebanon. More Epstein fallout in the U.K. today. The former U.K. ambassador to the U.S. arrested by British police in connection with the Epstein case. Peter Mandelson is facing charges related to the sharing of classified info with that deceased sex trafficker. Fox correspondent Benjamin Hall is in London.
It's fascinating to see how far this chain will go. And there are many people already looking at Keir Starmer and seeing what relationship he may have had with Peter Mandelson, whether Peter Mandelson lied to him about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
This follows the arrest of the former Prince Andrew on similar allegations last week. Lost in the hype of the Buffalo Bills playoff push and then this month's Super Bowl was an important chapter in the life of one of the team's best-known players. Damar Hamlin.
January 9th, I got baptized by our team chaplain, Lynn. I actually wanted to do it a year before, but it was important not to rush it, and it was important for it to be the right time. I'm the happiest I've been in my life.
Hamlin tells Sports Spectrum his very public ordeal of being revived on the field from cardiac arrest during a Monday night football game wound up being a blessing for him and many others.
To be at the center of so much love, so much prayer, bringing people together, man. I had people who were never believers ever, dropping to their knees and talking to God and finding God through caring for me. So, that's a blessed position to be in.
Hamlin has been public about his faith since his near-fatal injury on January 2nd, 2023, and has also become a leading advocate for getting trained in CPR. Still to come on the 5 o'clock report, a recap of our top regional stories and highlights from today's Issues in Education.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. Our call for tonight into tomorrow morning. Occasional snow and flurries in western central New York and northwest Pennsylvania. A couple 3 inches in spots, partly cloudy in central and eastern Pennsylvania. And later in the day tomorrow, we'll see some sun across the area to try to break through the overcast. It'll be much colder, though. Low temps tonight heading down toward 10 in spots. High temps tomorrow 20s. And we'll have some snow Wednesday with high temperatures not as cold in the 30s.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Now checking the stories making news where you live across New York and Pennsylvania. New space, same faith. Days after an explosion destroyed their Boonville, New York church building, members of Abundant Life Fellowship Church gathered for worship yesterday inside of the Adirondack High School auditorium.
It's not the building that's the church. It's the people that are the church.
5 people seriously injured in that blast, believed caused by a propane leak from a gas line that was compromised by heavy snow on a roof. 2 firefighters remain hospitalized in critical condition, while Boonville Fire Chief David Pritchard is in fair condition now. A 4th firefighter has been discharged, as has the church's pastor, Brandon Pitts. His wife, Maylia, is thankful to all those in the community who stepped in to help, especially first responders, telling WSYR.
They're volunteers. It's not their job. It is their heart that makes them run toward danger, and so I'm beyond thankful.
More than 200 people turned out for Sunday's service, and Abundant Life says their congregation will continue to meet at the high school for the foreseeable future. Letter carriers in Rochester and surrounding areas making a push for a new contract. They held a rally yesterday outside of a Rochester post office to raise awareness about contract discussions, which are expected to start this week. Union President Monique Mate tells WROC.
Wages are important because we have a retention problem. When you don't have a good wage, what happens is we're losing people. And with that, it hurts the service.
Some scary moments in Susquehanna County, Pennsylvania this weekend. Authorities there evacuated residents near an Elk Lake home due to a possible explosion risk. The United Fire Department was called to an active house fire on Saturday when they learned that the home contained stored dynamite. That prompted an evacuation of all residents within a half mile of the fire, as well as some road closures. But thankfully, there turned out to be no explosion. 6 Army National Guard soldiers from around New York State awarded medals by France for acts of bravery. Family Life's Sarah Harnish explains.
A group of National Guardsmen hailing from Rochester, Lockport, Blaisdell, Horseheads, and Elba were awarded the French National Defense Gold Medal for their exceptionally honorable service in the Middle East. They were in northern Iraq when French soldiers were pinned down by enemy fire. The New York Guardsmen were part of an aviation team that brought a quick reaction force. 34 of the 35 French soldiers were saved. Sarah Harnish, Family Life News.
Thank you, Sarah. Finally, another rousing success for Penn State's annual Thon. The 46-hour dance marathon ended with another record-breaking total, over $18.8 million raised for the Four Diamonds Foundation that benefits families facing childhood cancer by covering medical bills. 10-year-old Keegan Falders was successfully treated for leukemia, and she led the Thon crowd at the end. Her dad, Brian, is grateful for what Thon makes possible.
Anything that our insurance doesn't cover, Four Diamonds will pick up the rest of it, and that was huge. We'll never see a bill. It's a thing I hope, for the future. All these college students and everybody coming together for the weekend and having a good time for the kids.
This year's Thon total beat last year's by more than $1 million. Up next, today's Issues in Education. Our Bob Price explores those important issues with Dr. Ralph Kerr from the Teaching and Learning Institute in Houghton, New York.
We're going to start today in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The Woodbridge High School handed over 300 students 3-day suspensions for ditching class to protest ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. Did this school district act appropriately here?
Yeah, absolutely they did. Students do have the right to protest, but what happened here was they left the school grounds, and once students do that, then it becomes a necessary enforcement of the discipline code. Yeah. But the reason that I wanted to talk about this was because once this happens in one state, I'm afraid we're going to see the same kind of thing come into Pennsylvania and then eventually into New York. And it's a fine line between the right to protest and the disruption of a school.
Let's move on. It's not for everybody, but it is for somebody. And we're talking about serving on your local school board. It's still late February, but folks who are interested in New York State need to start thinking about that now, Ralph.
As you said, this is February, but the petitions are due on April 20th, which is only 2 months away. And then the actual budget vote in the election is on May 19th. So one that is thinking about possibly becoming a candidate needs to begin to do the groundwork now. And one of the things that I would just say about this, though, that a person who is considering being a candidate needs to seriously look at what are their reasons for considering running for the school board. I remember one person who was considering running, and they said, well, I didn't like the decision that my district made about my daughter attending BOCES for cosmetology. That's why she was going to run for the board. And I said to her, this is a 3 or 5 year commitment. And even if you got that resolved, you're still going to be committed to lots of other topics for 3 to 5 years.
Sure.
So certainly people need to look at their thoughts for running and then begin to pursue that.
Yeah. Don't be a single issue candidate, as Ralph likes to say.
Right.
It's so imperative people understand how vital the school board is to the whole education process. Remind us again what some of their responsibilities are.
Well, the most important one is setting the policy for the district, and that's why the Teaching and Learning Institute is really interested in trying to continue to encourage people of faith to get on the board. They also are responsible for many aspects of the curriculum and instruction, the discipline code. The board approves every single employee that's recommended by the superintendent, and the board does have the final say on who's going to be the superintendent. Yeah. So there are huge issues more that are found on our website that I think makes the school board one of the most important aspects of the local school.
And again, we stress this point, maybe not enough. The reason Ralph does what he does is to get Christians involved, not just on school boards, but in public education overall. And we support school choice 100% at Family Life, whether it's private education or whether you decide to educate your children at home. But why do you think it's so vital that Christians remain engaged in public education as well?
Yeah, let me just echo what you just said, Bob, and that is I do know that Family Life does support the rights of people to attend private school or homeschool their children, and I want people to know that I support that as well. But the fact is that probably 95% of the children that go to school in our country attend public schools, and we can't afford to give up that arena for education. And so I'm really committed to get people of faith to run for their board, to join their local PTA, to volunteer in the classrooms. There are lots of ways that you can be involved, and we need the Christian influence in school districts.
Amen.
Today's Issues in Education. You can hear all of our Family Life original features in their entirety at Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, and FamilyLife.org. This is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Jesus tells us one of his most surprising parables in Luke 16, the parable of the shrewd manager. Hi, I'm Rob West with the Faith and Finance Minute. In the story, a manager is about to lose his job, so he acts decisively with the resources still under his control. Shockingly, Jesus commends his shrewdness, not his dishonesty, but his urgency and foresight. God's people should be at least as intentional with eternal matters as the world is with temporary ones. Money is not the goal, it's a tool tool, and how we use it today reveals what we believe about tomorrow. Jesus concludes, use worldly wealth to gain friends for yourselves, pointing us toward generosity that has eternal impact. Faithful stewardship means leveraging what God has entrusted to us now for His kingdom. We can help you learn to manage your money according to biblical principles when you download the free FaithFi app. You'll find it on our website at faithfi.com.
Thank you, Rob. Still to come on the 5 o'clock report, a most improbable Pennsylvania story about a missing diamond and some pool shoes. It ends happily.
You got diamonds on the soles of your shoes. Diamonds on the soles of your shoes.
First, weather with Kevin.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. A record-smashing blizzard that impacted the upper Mid-Atlantic and New England coast is moving away. Our area will be left with some residual snow and flurries owing to a trough, some orographic uplift, and some lake effects, but the amounts will be small. Our next weather maker arrives Wednesday. A small system, but some light accumulations are likely then. Our call for tonight into tomorrow morning. Occasional snow and flurries in western central New York and northwest Pennsylvania. A couple 3 inches in spots, partly cloudy in central and eastern Pennsylvania. And later in the day tomorrow, we'll see some sun across the area to try to break through the overcast. It'll be much colder, though. Low temps tonight heading down toward 10 in spots. High temps tomorrow 20s. And we'll have some snow Wednesday with high temperatures not as cold in the 30s.
Thank you, Kevin. Finally at 5, Cindy Ware of Chester County, PA, was heartbroken when she realized the diamond from her ring passed down from her late husband's family had fallen out. Meantime, a couple of months later, and hundreds of miles away in Florida, a guy named Coleman, enjoying some beach and pool time, noticed something shiny stuck in the bottom of his pool shoes. He tells WCAU he asked a jeweler about it.
Said, yes, it's a diamond from the 50s or 60s, an older cut, has nice coloring. They said, this is a good piece of jewelry. I posted a picture of it in my shoe, put it on Facebook because I thought it was just an interesting, amusing story to have a diamond on the sole of your shoe. Thank you, Paul Simon.
Yes, it was Cindy Ware's lost diamond, and she saw Coleman's Facebook post because turns out the two of them are neighbors back in PA.
I still don't believe it. I know it's in my purse now, but I don't believe it. Too many things had to happen just right.
Cindy can't believe it. Neither can Coleman.
A diamond in a swimming pool to be found at all is impossible.
Improbable, yes. Impossible, apparently not. He says getting Cindy's lost heirloom back to her was, quote, pretty swell. We agree. And that's the world we live in for Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Mark Webster, Family Life News.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.